As we reflect over the past year of 2021, we've seen a sharp increase in what we've done from 2020. For quite a few people, 2020 was slow-paced and somewhat lonely. Then 2021 comes around and we started picking back up into the normalcy of life. And for me, although 2020 was a pretty wild-paced season with doing church online, it seems like 2021 has gone even faster and has thrown more speed bumps into my life. And I find myself saying over and over again, I don't have time. I don't have time to finish all the tasks at hand. I don't have time. I don't have enough hours in the day to be with my family and to do everything that needs to be done around my house. I don't have time to achieve my personal goals. But do I really not have time, or have I just become a poor steward of my time? I was flipping through a few highlights in some of the books I've read, and this quote from Lee Cockerell's book, Time Management Magic, stuck out to me. You have the same amount of time as all those people whose achievements we celebrate. This somewhat crushed my pity party I was having on being too busy. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we all make choices on how we use those hours. The Bible says in Ephesians 5:15-17, so be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Don't act thoughtlessly, but understand what the Lord wants you to do. Psalm 90:12 says, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. We're pushed and we're pulled from every direction, and the worst offender of them all is this handy piece of technology that I have in my hand, my cell phone. It has connected us 24/7. And gone are the days of focusing on the job or the task at hand. How many times have you talked to an employee that is on a shift at a store or a restaurant, and they are literally on their phone while they're talking to you? And now with notifications, these providers have realized they can divert your attention with one little pop-up about an email or a sale or some pressing news story that just hit the press. It controls us, it distracts us from what truly matters, and that is how we are spending our time. In a study from the University of California, they found that after you are interrupted from a task on hand, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back to that task. So as we jump into the next year, how can we better utilize our time? For me, it is eliminating distractions. And the number one cause and culprit for those distractions is my cell phone. So I'm going to learn, and we need to learn how to use features like Do Not Disturb or this new feature called Focus. Put your phone on silent and leave it in your room for dinner. Make it a point to be present on our jobs, in our church, and our families. I'm also reading a book called At Your Best by Carey Nieuwhof, and I would highly recommend purchasing that book along with the Time Management Magic book by Lee Cockerell. But in his book, he talks about how we work in zones. We have a green zone, which is usually 3 to 5 hours that we do our best work. And then we have a yellow zone, which is where we do okay work. And then we have a red zone when we are barely surviving and just praying that the day will end. We need to put our best effort into those green zones. Focus on tasks that need our best effort. Or on the weekends, give your family the best time that you have. And then put tasks that aren't as important in those red and yellow zones that don't require our best effort or attention. In 2022, I want to make my best effort into making the most of my time, and I hope you join me and will do the same. Remind yourself that you do have the time to succeed and get the most out of your life, your job, and your family. And as the entrepreneur and inventor Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.